everyone, welcome back to another episode with me, Living Free Ashley. Today we are making awesome, fluffy, crusty rolls made with my all-time favorite flour, Freely vegan flour. This is unfortunately not available in Canada right now, but I have a little in with the owner, so I'm able to get my hands on this. But if you are in the States, you can order this no problem, and I'm sure there's plans for it to come to Canada in the near future. But anyways, this Freely vegan flour is amazing because it comes already with a plant-based egg in it, and it's made in a dedicated, gluten-free, allergen-free facility, and it's free of the top 8 allergens. And oh man, Freely vegan not only has the flour, it has cookie mixes, muffin mixes, brownie mixes, cake mixes, cheese mixes, a ranch mix, like so many awesome products, and they all are so yummy and fail proof, and I'm so happy that I have this brand in my life because it's so good. I'm not sponsored by it, I'm just a huge fan, and Deborah, the owner, has reached out to me before and we've collaborated, and she has given me some product, but I'm just a huge fan of the brand and of Deborah herself. So for the crusty rolls today, this is Deborah's recipe. I did not change anything. I followed everything step by step. She has done all of the hard work with the steps, so it's very important to follow her steps. And I've made a few of her other recipes before, and all of that will be linked up here and linked down below so you can have access to all of that. But for now, let's bake some crusty rolls. You will need some sort of scale to measure the ingredients, and this is the dinky little scale I'm using, but it works. Now, in your stand mixer bowl, add 450 grams of Freely vegan flour and make a well in the center. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can definitely mix all of this by hand as well. Now, into that well, add 4 grams or 1 teaspoon of sugar, 10.5 grams or 3.5 teaspoons of yeast, 350 grams of soda or seltzer water warmed to about 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which was about 1 to 2 minutes in the microwave. For my soda today, I used just plain water that I turned into soda with my soda stream. And you want to set a timer for 5 minutes to let the yeast start proofing. Once your timer goes off and your yeast is bubbly, you're going to add in 10 grams or 2 teaspoons of distilled white vinegar, 10 grams or 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and you want to give that a stir with a wooden spoon until all of the ingredients are incorporated. It did start to get a little bit thick for me, so I kneaded it with my hands at the end just to really get everything all mixed up. And then you want to make a well in the center of that dough, where you're going to add 25 grams of sugar, 9.6 grams or 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt, and 14 grams of vegan butter. Earth balance is preferred. Now I know you want to mix it right now, but do not mix it yet. You're going to cover your bowl with a plastic bag, or in my case, I covered it with a clean, wet towel. All right, so 1.5 hours has gone by now. You're going to put the bowl into your stand mixer, and then you want to attach the bread hook for mixing. And you're just going to mix that for about a minute or two until the butter and the salt and everything is all mixed in, but you do not want to overmix. And then you just want to take the bowl off of the stand mixer, and with a sturdy spatula, just make sure everything is all mixed in and there's no extra flour at the bottom of the bowl. Okay, so from there, you're going to get 2 baking sheets with parchment paper or silicone mats ready, and you're going to weigh out balls of dough. So you can weigh out 6 145 gram pieces of dough or 8 110 gram pieces for smaller rolls. So I went with the 8 rolls, and it was just over 100 grams per roll. So after you've got all of your balls of dough separated, spray your hands with some oil and roll that dough into a nice round ball. And then you're going to place that onto your baking sheet. And then just continue with the other 8 balls of dough until you have nice fluffy balls ready to almost go in the oven. This is how beautiful they look before they go in. Okay, so here's where I did a little bit of an experiment. So the next thing you need to do is let the balls rise. And you're supposed to cover the baking sheet with a plastic bag. Now, I only had one bag that was large enough to cover one of the pans. So then with the other pan, I covered it with a clean, damp cloth and wanted to see if there was any difference in the rises. So you want to set a timer for 20 minutes and you want to check to see if they've risen after those 20 minutes. This all depends on the humidity in your kitchen, so you might need up until 40 minutes. While your balls are proofing, you want to get your oven ready. So you want to get a shallow dish that can hold a few cups of water, and you want to put that at the bottom of your oven. And then you want to turn your oven on to 400 degrees, and this will let the oven get nice and steamy to bake your crusty rolls. In Deborah's instructions, it said you'll know when they're ready when they're nice and puffy and there are a few small bubbles starting to pop on the surface. The one that was covered with the plastic seemed to have more of those little bubbles than the one covered with the cloth towel. So before your rolls go into the oven, you want to dust the tops with a little bit of flour, and then with a greased knife, you want to carefully cut a 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep cross in the top of each roll. Okay, so now those are ready to go, and you can place your pans in the middle of your hot, steamy oven and bake your rolls for about 30 to 38 minutes, 30 for the smaller ones, up to 38 for the bigger ones. Now this is how my buns turned out. They turned out beautiful, but they were a little dark on the bottom. And I asked Deborah why that might be, and she said there's probably 2 reasons. One is because I used a dark pan, and she recommends a lighter metallic pan. And another thing is I probably placed my pans too close to the dish of water, so you do want to have a bit of separation in between the pans and the water. So I'll know that for next time. Now these are the beautiful crusty rolls that are oh so yummy, and they stay well. You can freeze them, and the key is just to reheat them if you're not eating them fresh. And you do want to let them cool before you eat them because the texture is better that way. But to be honest, I couldn't wait and I ate one pretty much straight out of the oven. Oh man, if you ever thought that making bread or making rolls or anything like that was intimidating, I get ya. I'm right there with you. But with Deborah's instructions and with her flour, everything just turns out so amazing. And to be gluten-free and vegan and to now be able to have these amazing crusty rolls, oh, I'm just so thankful. So thank you, Deborah, for your amazing products, and I have a whole bunch more in my cupboard that I need to try, and I can't wait to dive in. And thank you for watching another episode with me, Living Free Ashley. Don't forget to subscribe, please give this video a thumbs up, and cheers to living free.